Hello and welcome to the celebratory interview of Achanta Sharath Kamal, Indian table tennis legend. Recently announced his retirement at the WTT Star Contender in Chennai. This is me, Rohan Chaudhary for RevSportz, and it's a pleasure and honor to be hosting Sharath sir. You welcome to RevSportz. We have followed your journey over the years. It has been a fantastic, long career over 2 decades, spanning over 2 decades. Firstly, tell me how has been the experience that night in Chennai? How emotional you were addressing to the crowd in Chennai, your hometown, your home city. Yes.
Hello, Rohan. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here and discuss the last few days in my career. After post Paris, when I was looking at what next do I do and how do I go about it from here, and I felt like I have contributed enough as a player, and now it's time that I'll be able to help the younger generation, try and contribute to them as an administrator. So somewhere down the line, I felt like, I need to make the decision, and I would say I was pretty lucky to have had that tournament in Chennai and getting to announce it in front of my family, my home, my family members, my friends, and other people who I grew up playing with. And in fact, that it was in the same stadium where I played my first international tournament also back in 1999. So it when this was decided, like 3 4 weeks before the tournament started, I was pretty excited about the day, and I thought, oh, yeah, okay, I'll be able to say one final goodbye, giving my fans that opportunity to watch them play at home and stuff. But actually, as the day got closer, and in fact, on the day of the retirement, when I played my final exhibition match after the tournament was over, it was pretty emotional. Family was there, parents, coaches, friends from school, everybody were there around, being part of uh, that journey. They have been part of the entire journey, and to spend that last few days with them was even more special for me. So yes, here I am, looking ahead of what has to be done, and at the same time enjoying what I did, until now. So with a lot of gratitude, with a lot of pride, I can really say that I've bored out of as a player on a high, leaving
Yeah,
table tennis in very good hands.
absolutely, sir. And as you mentioned, playing the first international tournament in 1999, you won a bronze medal in the 2002 National Games, if I'm not wrong. And after that, so many years, and it's 2025 now. What has been your mantra for this longevity? Because it is very difficult to keep yourself mentally and physically fit at the top level. What has been your mantra, and how difficult was it?
It was quite difficult, and uh, because of these difficult situations is why many people quit at at the stage where I was still going ahead. That's also because a lot of support came from my family and my coaches. If that was not there, I don't think I would have been able to going so far. And again, I think I was able to break down my goals, which was very very important. After 2016, okay, what was it that I was looking at? I said, okay, let's try for the Asian Games and Commonwealth Games in 2018. So started
Yeah.
preparing for that. Did pretty well there. First time in 60 years, got that Asian Games medal. So that felt like, okay, I probably still have a little bit more in me. Let me try and get in for Tokyo Olympic Games. So I was able to set these short term goals, which enabled me to focus better. If I had to think, okay, I want to only prepare for the Olympic medal only, and it would have been a tough call to take at that point in time. But I was able to break down 2 years by 2 years and slowly think about it, prepare for it, which also gave my family also the understanding. Yes, okay, the next 2 years is going to be, you know, I'd be more occupied with table tennis. But yes, it kept going on for a long period of time from 2016 until 2024, almost 8 years. I kept saying, okay, let me see for another 2 years,
Yeah.
another 2 years. And then finally a day came and I felt like, okay, now I can't do this anymore. I can't do the daily grind anymore. The most important fact there was I was never tired doing the daily grind. I always looked forward going to the club. I always
Mhm.
looked forward going to the gym and
Yeah.
working out stuff. So that towards the end, I felt like I'm starting to lose the fun in doing so.
Okay. Sir, if we look at your medals cabinet, 13 CWG medals, including 7 gold medals, uh, two bronze medals in the Jakarta Asian Games. How would you look back at this journey, and what would be your favorite medal among all of these be?
Very unfair question. Can't very easily say that this was the best medal and this is not. And if the medals had a mind of their own, they would be pretty upset. But again, yeah, I think
But what would you say the most special or maybe the most difficult one would be?
again, yeah, it's a lot of things, a lot of factors go into. See, let's when you look at
Mm,
2016, 2006, sorry, 2006, my first Commonwealth Games
mm,
medal. People didn't know who Sharath Kamal was. People didn't know what table tennis was. So, without any expectations, without any major support, we went out there and
mm.
beat the mighty Singapore team, and then also in the singles, then I beat crowd favorite William Hensel from Australia. So I think that shot Indian table tennis to fame. Of course, it did give me that launch pad, but at the same time, Indian table tennis grew stronger as such.
Mm.
And then when you look at the Asian Games 2018, beating world champions the Japanese team, and then going on to win two bronze medals, that's again very very special. And then 2022, I think at the age of 42, still
Yeah,
sorry, at the 2022 I was 40 at that point. I was 40 years of age.
yeah,
So at 40 years of age, playing four events, winning three golds and one silver, no. So each one has its own special place in the cabinet. And the best part
yeah.
is really there's no regret as such for me. Of course, you always want an Olympic medal, and that's something which is missing in the cabinet. But again, realistically looking at it, I came from 300 in the world, got to 30 in the
Mm.
world ranking. Getting this far was quite a long, let's say, pathway. I would say. So realistically thinking, that was a long shot at the Olympic medal, but
Yeah.
I'm really happy that I could finish it, especially the last 6 years of my final career. I was able to do things which I didn't even imagine I would be able to do it when I was 24, 25, 26 years of age. So really happy that I got the opportunity to do so.
Sir, at the Paris Olympics, the women's team reached their best ever best ever position for the quarterfinals, and overall table tennis performed really well at the Olympic stage. You have yourself played in 5 Olympics.
Hmm.
How have you seen the sport grow in India in your journey?
It's actually the growth has been phenomenal. Again, 2004, 2003, when I played my first World Championships, India was around 36 in the world, and getting to the top
Mm,
eight in the world and qualifying for the Olympic Games for the first time, and the girls' team making it to the quarterfinals. I think the benchmarks that have been set is phenomenal. And for the younger generation, of course, there's going to be a lot of pressure, but at least For them, the good part is their targets have moved higher. So it's not just mere qualification is not what they'll be looking at. They will be looking at, okay, how do we make it to the quarterfinals? How do we make it beyond
Yeah.
the quarter? How do we make the team work in that direction? Is what all of them will be thinking about. So that way, Indian table tennis has come a fantastically long way in the time in the time span that we've had here. So thanks to the federation, thanks to the Indian government for having that faith in us and supporting us time and again when we needed that. And here we are as athletes, we are able to deliver those results time and again. With every support we are getting, we are able to show that yes, little bit more support, we'll be able to do more. Little bit more support, we'll be able to get a little higher. So I think that way, I think table tennis has time and again proven that we've got the talent, we've got a lot of players who can beat some of the best in the world. It's just that we need to put in a proper structure in place so that it becomes more consistent. Performance becomes more consistent.
Uh, if we see the current table tennis circuit in India, we have tournaments like the UTT, and number of players, the pool has increased. So after the performance in Paris, have you seen a positive growth in the perception regarding the sport in people's mind that parents are wanting the kids to take up the sport? Do they see a future realistically?
Very much, very much. See, UTT was the launch pad for a lot of players since 2017. Even greats like Manika Batra, G. Satyan, all of them got their first break through
Mm.
UTT, and that has given a lot of hope also for the younger talents and the parents, in fact. So when you look at sport by and large, of course, table tennis is quite emerging. But when you look at sport by and large, parents have understood that it's a very professional circuit, and there is a possibility to build a career into it. But
Mm.
at the same time, it's also not co-curricular. You need to be. It's a professional
Yeah.
setup that's there, and you need to be invested into it full time. So when I grew up, sport was a mere hobby. I can say if I could say that. People just played until a certain time in their life, and then they would move on with education or any other profession that they took up. So that outlook has changed now. So thanks to
Mm.
uh, the Indian sports stars who have constantly winning medals for the country at the Olympic Games, the Commonwealth Games, Asian Games, and then they becoming role models for a lot of these younger generations too. So yes, looking ahead, sport is in the right direction, and hopefully we also grow up to become a strong sporting nation.
Sir, now that you leave a rich legacy behind you, and you mentioned some of the names currently at the top in India, like Manika Batra and G. Satyan, and we also have some good young talented players also, Sharath Kamal Achanta, and many more. I'm just naming a few. How do you see the road ahead for Indian table tennis?
I think the younger lot are quite fearless and they're very, very talented. They have the right exposure. They are playing a
Hmm.
lot of international tournaments and putting themselves out there, doing extremely well. And when you look at the different age categories, we are even having world number ones in the age category. Let's say the under 15, under 12,
Yeah.
under 11, under 13. These kind of age categories, we are able to have these best talents in the world. It is up to let's say the federation and the people around the system and the structure to nurture these talents and give them the right guidance so that these talents are come up in the right direction. And also at the same time maximize their potential. So that opportunity
Mm.
has to be to them. And yes, as I said, bench strength is fantastic. A lot of young talents coming up. They are doing extremely well, and the most important thing is they are fearless. They want to be the best in the world, and there's no doubt in that, especially in the mental part. So all that we need to do is give them the right kind of fuel to keep this fire burning.
Sir, as you mentioned about the federation and the whole ecosystem, how has their role been, the federation bringing support to the young kids and providing top quality coaches at the age categories also? So, how has the overall table tennis ecosystem grown, and how has been the role of the federation been?
I think the federation has streamlined a lot of stuff since I think there was a lot more focus since around 2014, 2016, around that point in time, and we were getting the right support, I would say, from that period. But then again, the most important thing is, there are different stakeholders who are able to contribute to this success. So, of course, the federation is one, but the federation by themselves, they are supported by the Sports Authority of India. So the government has really put in a lot of things in place wherein they are able to support some of the best players in the country. So they, as a federation, the SAI is able to fund them, and on top of it, whatever is required by an individual who has the possibility to do extremely well in the international level is again supported by TOPS, which is also a program of
Mm.
SAI
Yeah,
only, but again, that's a
yeah,
different way that's being supported. And on top of it, there are these private corporates who have come in, like UTT and a few others
yeah.
who are helping us also constantly grow. So I think it's a mix of all of these forces coming together. So again, what I keep saying is, for us to improve as a country, as a team, we need to bring together all the resources that we have, because we might not be having enough resources individually, but when we are able to pull it together, the resources become bigger and larger, and we are able to address a bigger problem at that point, at that time. So that's something which is very, very important, and that is where the federation is trying to build this ecosystem for the players. So again, yeah, we have foreign coaches at this point in time. We have Massimo
Mm.
Constantine on his third stint here. He's helping the Indian team. And apart from that, there are a panel of coaches who are working with the juniors and the seniors, trying to build together a strong country.
So, final few questions. In your career, you have played with a lot of players as your partners in the men's doubles, in the mixed doubles, and you have played under many coaches also. So, any particular name you would want to take up, and now that you are have lived as a professional player, any particular name you would want to want to thank, who have been
Actually,
part
yeah,
of your journey?
Massimo Constantini has been very, very, instrumental in getting the Indian team to where it is now. And not just him, I think that in the yesteryears we also had Mr. Bhavani Mukherjee, who was the chief coach of the Indian national team. I think these two together brought about a lot of changes in terms of policy making, policies and decisions that were done in. This was back in 2009, 2010, and those policies still hold good until date. And at the same time, it was fun working with them, trying to get better technically, trying to understand the mental part, and work ahead and improve in the same direction. So I think they have shaped up the Indian, let's say, the Indian team, or the Indian, not the future, but the past, let's say, the past, uh, because of which we are here today.
Okay. So final two questions. One obvious question that comes whenever a player of your stature retires from the game. What is the next step, and how do you look forward to returning back to the game?
Uh, the most important thing is for me, like you said, how do we return back to the game? So the game has given me so much, as the game table tennis is my identity. So we've become synonymous now. Sharath Kamal, when you say Sharath Kamal, it
Yeah.
is table tennis. When you say table tennis, it is Sharath Kamal. So I need to make sure that this passes on to the next generation also. So it's not just me who has to have this thing, but also the next generation of players also need to have this opportunity to. So here, I would like to stay connected with the game and try and build a stronger system with which the younger generations
Mm.
are able to, let's say, use their time well, not to spend a lot of time in trying to figure out what they want to do, because we as individuals, we have spent a lot of time trying to figure out, okay, is this the right thing, is that the wrong thing. So we've gained a lot of experience, we've gained a lot of knowledge from our journey, and imparting that will be the most important aspect here. Imparting that knowledge to the younger players will be the
Mm.
most aspect. So either in a role of an administrator, or in the role of a mentor, or in the role of a high performance director, are possibilities which I am looking at, and hopefully I will take a short break now. Let's say for the next 2 to 3 months, but again, sooner or later, I will start working with a lot of these younger players and help them figure out what they have to do in their own careers.
Yeah. Okay, so final one. In your career, you have experienced a lot of tremendous moments as a sports person. Any specific moment that you would want to relive again, and what would be your message be to the younger generation who want to follow the steps of Shraddha?
I think the tougher times are when I want to live back again. The tough times when, in my initial days, when I didn't know if I'm doing the right thing, and because this is a question which everybody asks: was, what would I tell the younger Sheriff Kamal? Because those moments define me, not the success that defines me. It is those moments of failure which defines a person. For me, I think the toughest time was when I had this injury in 2015, and at that point in time, I thought it was over. It was done. I will not have a career anymore. But then I think that toughness has pushed me to stay on the top of my fitness levels, on the top of my mental part, top of my game for nearly the next 8 to 9 years. So if I didn't have that tough period at that point in time, I don't think I would have been playing the sport for such a long period. So I think more than
Mm.
the successful period, the periods which were dark are the ones which have defined what I am today.
Thank you, sir. It was lovely talking to you, and I have been following you for so many years, and it was a privilege to be talking to you, uh, getting the uh, opportunity to interview you. It has
Yeah,
been a lovely chat. Thank you so much, and we hope you, as you mentioned, that you would want to be in a role like an administrator or a mentor, and we know that you will bring a lot more success in that role also to the sport. Thank you so much for joining.
yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rohan.